Hey everyone, it's your girl Charey. Welcome back to my channel. I was asked to do a brow tutorial and I figured I'd add it to this cute everyday look. So let's get into it. So this is my brows. Before anything, I put on setting powder just to make sure they don't get too shiny. A little setting powder on my forehead and all over the brows. Get in there good. This is my playing in makeup with Yolondo brow pomade in the lightest shade. And I kind of use it as paste because I'm gonna use it to kind of push my brows up. So you take the spoolie and after you put on that pomade, you push your brow hairs up and then you press so that the hairs are sticking to your forehead, that the hairs are standing straight up. Then once you get them straight up, you go in with a brow mascara and you do the same thing, but the brow mascara actually, makes the hairs darker and stand out, which is what gives it that natural look of, hair strokes. This is my beaute, I don't know how to say it. Beaute Fatale brow mascara. I'll list everything that I'm using. This is my favorite concealer, my Milani Conceal+Perfect concealer. And I'm gonna clean up the bottom of the brows with that. And I'm gonna do my best to get really perfect and sharp with this line. I was like, I'm not gonna speed this part up because you really gotta see that it takes time to get it perfectly. I'm going to take a mini buffer brush. This one's by Morphe, and I'm just going to buff down all of that concealer. This is my Juvia's foundation in Malawi, and then I use a flat brush to clean up the top of my brows. So this is the part that actually kind of truly shapes the brow. Juvia's foundation is thick enough to cut through all of that darkness. It's a really good foundation, full coverage foundation. And I use it as concealer a lot. So then you kind of want to cut down the front of the brow because we're going to fade that out later so it looks more natural instead of blunt in the front. This is my NYX Retractable Eyeliner in brown, and I use it to just really tighten up that top line, make it a little bit more perfect, a little less blurry, you know what I mean. See how it's getting nice and sharp. Then you want to do a couple strokes at the front of each brow and then take an angled brush and just kind of pull that color towards the center, and that's what gives it the nice fade in the front of the brow. This is my favorite brush for setting powders. This is a Sigma brush specifically for baking. This is my Brownie Bar face palette, and I'm gonna use the contour shade as an eyeshadow, which I do often when I'm doing just like an everyday look. Just use a little bronzer as eyeshadow. It gives you a little depth with no color really. Well, there is color there, but it just looks like that's my natural eye situation. This is my NYX Born to Glow Radiant Foundation. This is my first time using it, and I must say I do like it. It gives enough coverage, but it stays kind of dewy, and I like that vibe in the summer. I always go a shade up because my face is darker than the rest of my body, so don't be scared. We're going back to the Milani concealer, and we're going to really clean up the under eye, and this is going to get rid of the look of darkness, the look of lines under the eye by getting really close to your bottom lash line. And then I just went in with that same brush that I used, buffed it out. This is my Beauty Bakerie Flour Baking Powder in Cassava, which is not the lightest shade. It's like the second lightest shade. I like a really bright under eye. So that same baking brush by Sigma, you stipple it on, and then when you just go in to buff it, it's perfect. I love that brush. Back to the Beauty Bakerie Brownie Bar. And this is the brush I use for bronzer. And we're just gonna create some cheekbones. And I like to go around my temples, up to the tail of my eyebrow, go all over the forehead, hairline, give some dimension to the face, bring back the color, because I know I was looking a little casky already, I know. So I'm going to go into the blush in that same palette, and it's this really pretty orange, which I like for the summer. And I'm going to put it in the exact same places that I put the contour shade. And then I put some of the Beauty Bakerie Flour setting powder all over my mouth. It just helps to kind of get rid of any lines or discoloration around my mouth. And I put some right here so that it can bring out the contour. Putting a light color under your contour really makes the contour pop. This is my Thrive Cosmetics liquid lash mascara, and it's bomb. Like, you know, you get caught by these ads on Instagram, and some of them are actually pretty good. This is my ColourPop No Filter foundation stick, and I use it solely for contouring my nose. It's a nice warm brown. I put 2 lines on each side of my nose, and then I buff it out with this nose contour brush by Morphe. You gotta make an ugly face for makeup to come out right. Back to the Milani concealer. Draw a little line down your nose, and that's gonna help create that appearance of, like, you know, snatched nose contour. I'm buffing it out with a Morphe Beauty Blender. Get a little bit between the eyebrows. Then I'm taking my Beauty Bakerie Say Grace Baking Spray, which is my absolute favorite setting spray. I'm drenching my face. I always drench my face in it because it just comes out really natural looking when you do that. It dries down pretty good. So that was my Duo Lash Glue, and I'm going to take that and a tiny liner brush and line my eye with lash glue. And I'm going to let that dry down. This is the lash I'm using. It's by Yolondo Lashes. It's the Ade lash. I'm going to take this Morphe lash curler and make sure it's really, really curled. Since it's such a short lash, I curl it and it'll look really natural and pretty. This, which I'm hyped about, is my Juvia's Luxe Lip Liner in Scorpio. I am going to be doing a big giveaway with this because they accidentally sent me 16 of these, as well as 16 of the color Cola. So I'm going to be doing a big giveaway with that. The lash ended up being ready before I can get to the lipstick, so I just threw it on. And I put a little mascara on this lash just to give it even more curl. We can afford to do that because it's a natural look. This is my Juvia's Place The Nudes lipstick in Toffee. It's so pretty, especially when you put it over the Scorpio liner. And when I line my lips, I color my lips in fully with the liner. I don't just line it. And this color combination is just so bomb. Like, I'm like, okay, Juvia's. I didn't know what to think about those lipsticks, but I'm feeling like I might need to go buy a couple more colors. Came out real cute. So I'm taking my brush and just using the excess powder on the brush to get rid of some of that shine from the setting spray. And this was the final look. She cute, flex. Yeah, girl, model. So I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe and check me out on my other social media. And I will catch you on the flip side.